Hi, y'all. I hope I'm not talking too quiet. Maybe I should talk a little. I'm just trying to be quiet because some people I live with, or a woman I live with, who is amazing, amazing. She's doing some work upstairs and she needs it to be quiet, so I don't want to disturb her. But I did want to get on here and talk. So hi, I'm Sunny. I forgot to do that. I'm Sunny. Hi. Welcome to Thought Vomit. I've been going through a lot of changes, like a lot. Like a lot. And obviously so have things that are coming out of me, including Thought Vomit. I mean, when I first originally made Thought Vomit, like when it was a blog and I was in high school, like in 9th grade, it was just supposed to be a place where I go and share my thoughts that I have on things, just like random things. But I mean, it was still coded in a lot of ego, and it just became more coded in ego because I didn't feel like I was enough. Like I was just like, it has to be like I have to be giving advice or be talking about something profound for people to find it interesting or useful or worthwhile, and recently I've been really getting the message of like, you are enough. Like, you're enough. Just be. Just be. And it's definitely something I have to remind myself of constantly, like multiple moments, like every moment almost. And it's just, I mean, there's a lot of things that I'm trying to heal through. Like a lot, like all of us, and that's one big thing, is just feeling like I'm enough. And I didn't realize in how many aspects of my life that that feeling like I wasn't enough was affecting that life aspect, the aspect of life, you know. It's insane. I'm gonna pull out this necklace means so much to me, and I'll get into it in a later video, but I'm gonna put it out and hold on to it while I talk. But anyways, so I guess today in Thought Vomit, I want to talk about just being, and I'm gonna do it in a different way. Like what I'm sharing is just my experience as a being. I'm just expressing my experiences because that's healing to me. You know, that's something I'm learning or unlearning on myself. Is like I grew up telling myself I was a stoic person, but it was like only because I had to be. I had so many walls up. I still have plenty of walls up. Vulnerability is a really, really big issue for me. Like I have a very hard time with it. So, I'm trying to, like when I was little though, when I was really young, I didn't have no walls, bro. I did not care, bro. I said whatever. I expressed how I felt. I was how I was, and I was like, you know what? No, fuck that. I'm not stoic, bitch. I'm not like no emotion. I'm not like macho. Like sometimes I'll be sad, and sometimes I'm really happy. But I feel things. I have feelings, and sometimes they don't make sense to me, and sometimes they, I don't know, are weird. I don't know. Fuck. But I'm just working on expressing them, and allowing them to just be. Like, I don't have to reason through it. I don't have to fix it. My feelings and thoughts are not, they're not always something that needs to be fixed, Like, it just is sometimes, right? It just is. And I have to accept that. And it can be hard, really hard, right? Because I didn't even realize, but through this process of learning how to just be and accept and be vulnerable, I realized that I wasn't even being vulnerable with myself, and but when I realized that, like shit was falling apart in my world as far as like everything that I thought I knew and understood changing. But when I realized that I wasn't even being vulnerable with myself, and a lot of things that I knew and understood were built off of an inability to be vulnerable and accept what truly is and express what truly is. When I realized that, my shit, like, it just fell apart, bro. Like, fell apart, bro. I broke the fuck down. I just started fucking bawling. Like, and I don't really cry that much because I have an issue with vulnerability. But in that moment, I just sat and was just like, ugly cry. You know, I just, and it like hurt, but it also felt really good. And I was just, is apologizing to myself for a lot of things and just accepting a lot of things. Like, and it was a really powerful experience. It was really powerful. Um, and I still have so many things that I'm accepting in myself, like every waking moment. And it's tiring. Like, I feel tired because I feel like, it took me a lot to even get to the point of being able to accept things. And, but it's okay to be tired, because I don't have to be strong all the time. And true strength, actually, because I keep getting the strength card when I do my own readings, and I'm realizing true strength is being able to accept what is, and truly being able to release and go with the flow, you know. So, it doesn't mean that I fix all my problems all the time. It doesn't mean that I'm happy all the time. It doesn't mean that I'm unaffected all the time, I'm stoic. That's not being strong, at least not for me. And I had to realize that those things were defenses that were keeping me from being my truest expression, you know, the truest expression of my being, of my soul, or whatever you want to call it. Those things were just walls. Real Sunny, she has a lot of thoughts and feelings, and a lot of times they're pretty good, but there's a lot of things that Sunny's working through and healing from, and that's okay. And so sometimes the thoughts and feelings aren't that good and don't feel that good, and sometimes they don't feel like anything except just what, like I don't understand yet. And that's also okay. And I don't have to fix that. Like, I could just ride it out, It's like a bad trip or a good trip. I try and stay away from using terms like good and bad, but like it's like a trip that you're not necessarily enjoying all the time. But there's parts of that trip when you do enjoy it, and there's parts where it's just like, okay, like this is a little much, like hang in there, if you know, you know. Yeah. I'm 19, by the way. I'm turning 20 in October of this year, so in a few months, like 3, I want to say. And, and I mentioned that because I think like maybe some things or a lot of things or like this total change that I'm going through might be common in my age group. I'm not really sure. Maybe not, actually. I kind of wish I didn't mention that, but I did. Maybe it needed to come out. Who the fuck knows? But whatever. Because I hang around like everybody, like all my friends and stuff are like everybody that I hang out with, from my sister, like my family to my friends. They're all at least like 4 years older than me. So I don't have a lot of experience, or really any experience with people my age. When I did go to college, I was an introvert who talked to trees and got really high like I do now. And I went to like 1 or 2 parties, but it just wasn't really my thing. Just because I didn't feel safe. It's not really fun to me to get fucked up in an environment you don't feel safe. So I just had a hard time with that. Anyways, And then, I dropped out and I had to like make ends meet, so I became a stripper and did all that stuff and everything. Long story short, I don't hang around anybody my age, and I think that sometimes makes me feel kind of alone because I'm not sure, like, I feel like, um, well, I know that the people around me understand, but a lot of times I feel insecure because I don't want to be seen as like this just little kid who's just like trying to, like, I don't know, I don't want them to feel like they have to take care of me. Yeah, yeah, boom, nail right on the head. I don't want them to feel like they have to take care of me and watch out for me and protect me. But even just saying that and expressing that, I realized that that's just me not being able to be vulnerable and accept my feelings. Sometimes everybody needs to be taken care of and protected sometimes. And I'm not used to that because that's not what I had growing up. And so now I see it as a weakness, but it's not. It's not a weakness. Rely on your friends, rely on your family, rely on your higher power. They're all there to help you. All is there to help you. Um, yeah, I'm really happy I can talk about that and admit that. Ooh, I've been crying so much more lately as I've been getting vulnerable, which is so funny because I always thought I was not the type of person to cry. And yeah, I know it doesn't like really look like I'm crying, but my eyes are watering. I'm trying, like, whatever. Anyways, I don't have to explain myself. Gotta remember that. Um, yeah, I didn't think, I was like, nah, I just don't really be feeling that much, but like, yeah, I do, bro. I, I want to be like safe and protected and loved, and it's okay to want that, and it's okay to accept that as something, and part of accepting that is being able to reach out and admit to yourself and other people when you need that, you know, um, like calling your friends or telling somebody that you love, like, hey, I'm going through a hard time right now and I just really need someone to talk to, and then proceed to genuinely share your emotions. And I say that, I mean, all this I'm saying for me, I'm like looking at myself as I record it and I'm saying it to myself really, but like, I can't just be like, oh, I'm having a hard time right now, like I'm sad, and then they'll be like, why? And then I try and beat around the bush of why instead of just being like, I'm sad because I'm still struggling with my sexuality, and I'm healing with a lot of things. I'm healing through a lot of like, um, performative heterosexuality or whatever, and mainly religious trauma and like family trauma, like, but I'm scared to say that because growing up, my feelings were so invalidated all the time that I just started invalidating my own feelings all the time. But it's like, it's okay to be sad about that. It's okay to be really scared and uncomfortable and confused about that, right? Like, not even, I don't think confused is the right word, but like, it's fucking painful. And even if nobody else understands why that's painful to me, it's okay. Because I'm allowed to find it painful and those feelings are valid. But, anyways, don't beat around the bush. Just like say your genuine, true feelings, even if it doesn't make sense. Just let them come out and let them be. Yeah. Just let them come out and let them be. Um, oh, anyways, I've been talking for 14 minutes, so I don't know, maybe I should cut it. I mean, technically, Love Home, it was supposed to be like a podcast type thing, so, I mean, in podcasts it can be any length of time, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Um, But I think that smaller increments are more digestible. And I'm trying to pace myself. And I'm trying to slow down and digest a lot. I'm trying to digest a lot. So, anyways, yeah, I'll come back and talk more for sure. This is very therapeutic for me. I do hope it helps somebody else too, but just know that you observing my experience as a being, you hearing it or not, I don't know, maybe like me hearing it, me expressing my experience as a being is really healing. So, like, thank you for your time. If you did watch it all the way through, thank you for your energy, thank you for your time, thank you for hearing me. And I hope that you also feel heard and seen and loved, protected, and cared for. Anyways, have a really awesome existence. And until next time, thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Thought Vomit. Yeah.